Assalamualaikum, my dear students. Hope you are doing very well by the grace of Almighty Allah. This is Khaleda Akter, Assistant Teacher of Social Science, National Ideal English Version School, Teshi. So, my dear students of class 7, today I am going to take a Bangladeshi and Global Studies class. So, this is your lecture number 24, and we will be discussing chapter 5. This is RW class. So, we will discuss creative questions from chapter 5. So, let's start the discussion. And name of the chapter is Bangladesh and Citizen of Bangladesh. Okay, this is the name of the chapter, and this is from your book. This is chapter 5, and the name of the chapter is Bangladesh and Citizen of Bangladesh. So, we will discuss today the creative question 2, and we have done all of the things in our previous classes. So, as this is RW class, that means revised class. So, that is why we are discussing these questions, which is important for you. So, at first we will go through the stem, and then we will go through the questions regarding the stem. At first, Mr. Sohan and Mr. Shekhar are two friends. Mr. Sohan is a high official of the government. He carried out his responsibilities properly during the election held some days ago. Mr. Shekhar is a renowned businessman. He got the best tax payee award. Both of them are highly conscious about educating their children. Mr. Sohan invites Mr. Shekhar and his family in the Eid and other festivals, and Mr. Shekhar also invites Mr. Sohan's family to his residence during the puja and other festivals. Both their families observe their religions independently. That means here we can figure out two persons who are two friends. One is by religion, one is Muslim, and the other is Hindu. And the person whose religion is Muslim, that means Islam, he invites his friends in his Eid or the rest of the festivals, and at the same time Mr. Shekhar also invites Mr. Sohan in his puja and related festivals also, and they are both conscious about responsibilities according to the country, and they at the same time they can observe their religions independently. So, from the stem we will get two questions, which is C and D, and before that we will get two questions A and B, which is not related to the stem, but this is related to your textbook. So, at first let us go to the first question, and question number A. Who is the most valuable resource of the country? So, my dear student, hope you know the answer, and some of you may not get the answer properly. So, I will help you to get the best possible answer for this question. So, who is the most valuable resource of the country? I have written the answer here. The answer is an intelligent citizen. As you know, for a people they need some qualities to be a good citizen, and from them intelligence is the most important qualities for becoming a good citizen, and for a country an intelligent citizen is the most valuable resource of the country. So, this is the first question from your CQ2, and this is the answer. And now question number B. In question number B we will get a statement we have to explain. Here is a statement written here: indifference is a barrier to becoming a good citizen. At first we have to know what is indifference, then we will discuss whether this is barrier or not, what is the reasons behind that. So, this is your question number B, and the answer is, at first we will go through the definition. A general disinterestedness, that means the people who is not interested, that means a general disinterested, that means the criteria which is disinterestedness on the part of a populace. That means from our population some people are not interested in some issues. This quality is called indifference. That means what is the definition of indifference? A general disinterestedness on the part of a populace is called indifference. That means the person who are not interested in some phenomenon or in some responsibilities or something like that, this part of people's quality is called indifferences or indifference. And why this is happening, we have to find out. Actually, this is an effect of various reasons. There are some reasons behind that, and the reasons are illiteracy, lack of proper education, idleness, poverty. This type of major reasons are related for that because of indifferences. And the first one is illiteracy, and second one is lack of proper education, idleness, poverty. In our society, some people are poor and they cannot afford a good education, and they cannot afford a good conscious lifestyle. So that's why they are not interested, because they don't know in which portion they should be interested and in which portion they should not be interested. So this is the actually reason behind that. And at the same time, if some of the people in our country are not educated, or most of the countries are not educated, or some people are getting education but the process of getting education is not proper. That means they are not getting the actual proper education actually. So that's why they are lag behind from the whole of the citizens or the whole society. So that's why they have a like a prejudice and some different qualities for which they are not getting interested in some problems or in some things. And in our society, some people are idle also. So that's why all the people are not interested. So when a group of people are not interested in an issue, that time they become different from the rest of the people of the society. So that's why indifferences occur. And when we are not interested in some responsibility or becoming a good people or good citizen of a society, so that time it becomes a barrier for the society to be developed. So that's why the person who don't have education, who don't have who don't have proper education, who are not very much well-being in their family, and who is idle, who is not active, so these type of people cannot make the development in the society, or they cannot bring any changes in society. So that's why it happens that this quality like indifference is a barrier for becoming good citizen and for becoming a good country in the whole world. So this is the reason actually. And now question number C. Now question number C, which right of the country is being enjoyed by both the families when they observe the religious rites freely? Here religious rites refers religious rituals actually. So which right of the country is being enjoyed by the both families when they observe the religious rite freely? That means we have to discuss the question, so we have to make the answer. The answer is right to follow on religious rites and festivals independently. That means when all of the people in their society are free to perform their religions properly, that is the right to follow own religious rites and festivals independently. In some of the country, we can see that some people are getting problematic situation or falling problematic situation for which they cannot perform their own religious festivals or religious lives. So that's why this is a problem for the people, for a society. So in the stem we see that Mr. Shekhar and Mr. Chauhan, one is Muslim and one is Hindu, and they both are performing their religious rites and they are celebrating their religious festivals very properly and in a joyous moment. So that time it happens that Mr. Shekhar is free to call or invite Mr. Chauhan to let him come and join his programs or festivals, and at the same time Mr. Chauhan is also free to invite Mr. Shekhar in his Eid and the rest of the festivals. So that means they are very much independent and free to celebrate their all of the programs which is related to their religion. So that is the actual discussion in this question. So now we will go to question number 4. At question number 4, that means question number D, both Mr. Chauhan and Mr. Shekhar enjoy their own rights and at the same time carry out their duties and responsibilities. Whether this is true or not, we have to discuss the statement in the light of your textbook. That means your textbook we have discussed Bangladesh and citizen of Bangladesh, that means the rights and regulations and rules and regulations also which is related to become a good citizen of the country. According to that chapter, that means the text, we have to discuss the statement whether their duties is okay or not. That means we have to at first discuss what are the duties and responsibilities, and then we have to discuss whether Mr. Chauhan and Mr. Shekhar enjoy their own rights and regulations and at the same time they can maintain the duties and responsibilities. Actually in the stem we see that Mr. Shekhar and Mr. Chauhan, one is a businessman and other is a social representative, that means a national representative, and who also maintain all the duties and responsibilities very properly, and the same time who is businessman, who also that person also pay the tax very properly every year, and he also gets the highest award which is related to tax pay, that is highest tax pay award. So this is the actually scenario whether they are responsible for the country or not. Actually in this scenario we find that they are very much responsible for the country, and they are paying the tax, and they are maintaining all the rights and regulations and responsibilities at the same time. To become a good citizen of the country, a person needs to be intelligent, self-constrained, or the person needs to have self-control, and at the same time this person needs to be conscious. So all the things when we can get in ourselves, that time we can say this person is responsible. So in this time we see that Mr. Shekhar and Mr. Sohan, at the same time they are performing their religious rights properly, and they are responsible for the country when they are paying the tax properly and maintaining the license regulations or duties properly. So we can see, or we can say that yes, this is true. So dear students, this was all about from this chapter and the questions. Hope you have understood to this topic, and in the next class we will come with new topics. Till then, stay safe. Assalamu alaikum. Allah Hafiz.